Coronavirus breakout in China. Zika virus used to kill deadly brain cancers and killer T cells that attack all kinds of cancers in the human body. These are some of the exciting updates in the field of science for the week, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Sci Talks 2.0. As always, my name is Dr. Jack Seksenyan, and for today's episode I want to do a brief review of two major advances in the field of cancer research that have taken place in the last couple of days, and also do a quick update on the viral outbreak in China. So let's start off with that. As many of you might already know, there has been an outbreak of a new virus in the Wuhan city of China, and officials are racing to figure out the epidemiology and the genetics of this virus. And so far, based on the sequencing result, it looks like this virus belongs to the family of coronaviruses. Unfortunately, coronaviruses do not have any targetable drugs or vaccinations that could be used, and there are, like I mentioned, no drugs that are effective against these types of viruses. So the best that could be done is to provide symptom support for the patients until they hopefully recover. So far, based on officials, there have been 500 cases that have been reported with 17 deaths. Although these numbers are still very high, they are not as deadly as the SARS virus that happened a few years ago. And this was a major concern for health researchers and officials when the virus was first identified in December. They thought that it was going to be as bad as the SARS virus, but it looks like it is not as deadly, which provides some level of comfort. Most patients, although get sick and develop signs of pneumonia, they recover generally pretty well. Having said that, we still don't understand the reason why this virus started, where it came from, where it originated in terms of the animal species, and why it became so virulent so quickly. Also, currently we still don't understand its real mode of transmission. Although human-to-human transmission has been demonstrated, we still don't know exactly how it takes place. As of today, there has been one official report of this virus in the United States. CDC reported today that a gentleman in the state of Washington was admitted to a hospital for the symptoms, which included cough and fever, and it turned out that this individual had the virus. He had just come back from China, and because of this, airports in major cities in the United States have started to screen patients when they arrive from the areas that have been shown to contain the virus so far, and isolate those individuals who show any signs or symptoms of the infection. So far, there haven't been any other reported cases except this one. Now, where did the virus come from? How is it transmitted? These are all questions that still need to be addressed, but the major concern right now is also to contain it and prevent it from becoming a full-on epidemic. And like I mentioned earlier, some of the symptoms include coughing, fever, but the major symptoms and the the deadly part of the virus is that it could cause organ damage, including kidney damage, and it could cause severe respiratory symptoms, which is what the SARS virus was doing when it broke out a few years ago. So as of now, like I said, they have not identified this virus in anywhere else, so we will see how this will pan out, and I will give continuous updates on this as more information comes through. Moving on to some more happy news. Although the Zika virus was a major problem down in South America, in certain parts of the world, now scientists are able to use the Zika virus to actually target and kill a deadly brain tumor called glioblastoma. Zika virus, as a brief summary, is a virus that is transmitted by mosquitoes, and generally people who get the infection have mild symptoms such as fever and headaches. But pregnant women who are infected by the Zika virus, the fetus becomes really impacted by this infection, because the virus actually attacks what are called neural stem cells. These stem cells are important for the growth and development of the brain. So when the virus attacks these stem cells, it actually kills these cells, and as a result, the infant, when they're born, has what's called microcephaly, which means a small brain and head, because these stem cells that were important for its development were actually killed off by the virus. Now, this is a really unfortunate situation, but scientists have been able to use this as a benefit to actually attack cancer. And how does it work? Well, we know that in most cancers, specifically in glioblastomas, which are the more deadly types of brain tumors, is that these cancers contain what are called cancer stem cells. Now, these stem cells are very much similar to their normal counterpart, and because the Zika virus likes to attack these cells, the scientists said that maybe we could try to use the Zika virus to actually attack the cancer stem cells. And so far they've been successful in using the Zika virus to actually attack the cancer stem cells and kill it. Now, when the cancer stem cells are killed off, the tumor begins to shrink, because these stem cells are the things that keep feeding the tumor and allowing it to grow. So it's sort of like the Achilles heel of the cancer. So luckily the Zika virus actually attacks and kills these kind of cells, so we can use the Zika virus to potentially tackle one of the more deadly brain tumors. Now, to be able to use the Zika virus in these kind of therapies, they had to attenuate it, kind of make it less deadly and less infectious. So they've altered the virus to be able to use it without having its side effects and or any of the abilities to be able to infect other humans. So they've altered the virus quite a bit to allow it to be useful in this setting. But it's exciting discovery and a really out of the box thinking of using something that was very damaging and harmful to be able to then use it to attack and kill something that is also very, very deadly. So we'll see how this will pan out, and I will give you guys more updates as the results of some of these studies with using these viruses comes through. And now for our third and final news of the day, I want to talk about an interesting type of an immune cell that has been identified by researchers, which has a receptor that only specifically recognizes cancer cell. So these T cells have a specific receptor that will recognize any cell that has been transformed, meaning has become a cancer cell. This is very, very exciting, because now we could isolate these specific T cells, which are cytotoxic T cells for the science gurus out there. These cytotoxic T cells have a receptor that goes around, and when there's a cancer cell, it recognizes it and kills the cancer. And the cool thing about these T cells is that they don't attack just any specific kind of cancer. So regardless of the type of cancer that's in the body, it's able to recognize it and destroy it. So researchers are now hoping to be able to isolate these cells from a patient, expand them so that they are in large amounts, and then injected back into these patients, and hopefully these T cells with the expanded army of sorts are able to go back and actually kill these cancers that are not treatable or have reoccurred. So this is very exciting and a huge breakthrough in the field of cancer research. Now, so far they haven't been able to demonstrate whether this is effective in humans or not, but hopefully this will actually be proven to be the case in the near future. And therefore I will keep an eye out on this and update you guys once again when there is new results from this specific field of study. And with that, hopefully you've enjoyed today's quick review and update, and have learned a little bit about some of the breakthroughs and advances in the field of science. And please don't forget, if you've liked these videos and want to continue watching them, to hit that subscribe button and also the notification button, so you'll be notified when there are new videos that are uploaded. And with that, I want to thank you all and want to wish you a wonderful day.